Honourable Speaker, I raise on a matter of national importance, and this is about the administration of Uganda Telecom Limited, UTL. Right Honourable Speaker, well aware that on 19th February 1999, UTL was incorporated, taking over operations of Uganda Post and Telecommunications Corporation under the Act 3 of 1983. Shareholding, we are well aware that the government of Uganda has 30% of the shareholding, 31%, sorry, and that is being taken care of by Ministry of Finance. Luckily enough, I can see the two ministers are here. And then 69% of the shares went to UCOM. This is a Libyan based directors. Right Honourable Speaker, February 2017, the UCOM investors pulled off. And when they pulled off, that means government of Uganda only remained with 31% of the shares. Therefore, an administrator was appointed. Right Honourable Speaker, as I talk now, there is a summary of creditors under UTL of over 534 billion. This including pensioners who are not paid, loans which are not paid, a lot of issues. Right Honourable Speaker, it has come to our notice that there is a company called Teleology Company Limited that is illegally operating in this country, operating under 69% of the shares, illegally operating. It is to our notice, Right Honourable Speaker, when this company came, we had a financial intelligence report which came out on 25th May 2018. And in this financial intelligence report, the authority made it clear that this company, when they did the intelligence report, they have no national business report anywhere. They have no clear source of funding anywhere in the world. And when they came here to Uganda, I'm told the Ministry of Finance had an agreement with them where they were to invest $70 million in 3 months. Right Honourable Speaker, it is over a year that this company has not even invested $1 single. Right Honourable Speaker, in a report that the administrator made to His Excellency, he made it clear to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, which was in November 2017, that there has been an increment of 5% in the profits, monthly profits made by this company, by UTL. And this clearly proved that 4.2 billion was made monthly, that is between April 2017 to September 2017. And by September, they are saying the increment went to 4.5 billion. Right Honourable Speaker, we have information that UTL currently is making over 15 billion monthly. And what is the source of this money? The government, Right Honourable Minister is here, they gave a directive as finance that all the internet services in the government offices must be provided by UTL. They are making that money. Right Honourable Speaker, all the landline telephones that we have in government offices, all these monies are being made by UTL. Right Honourable Speaker, we also have the mobile phone calls that are made. All this money is now being made. But what is our concern? Right Honourable Speaker, the administrator does not give way for any accountability. From September 2017 up to now, 2019 June, there is no single accountability by UTL. Nobody in this country knows how much money they are making monthly. Ministry of Finance made a request to Auditor General to come and do audit of UTL. Up to today, there is no single audit report from Auditor General's office about operations of UTL. Right, Honourable Speaker, Ministry of Finance went ahead, all these documents I have with me, wrote to have an internal audit from the ministry. Finance, which is holding 31% of government shares, even doesn't have any accountability about how UTL is operating. What is our prayer? Right, Honourable Speaker, my prayer is, using all the powers you have, can the ministers explain to us what is happening with operations, with accountability by UTL? With all the powers you have, can we know this company called Teleology? How is it operating in Uganda? Is it still there operating after breaching even the contract that they signed? Is it possible, we are begging, Right Honourable Speaker, to have a select committee to go and investigate the operations of UTL, which they are not accessing anybody, not even the Ministry of Finance, to do so? Financial Intelligence Authority report.
Which year? Date?
This was
date and author?
May 25th, May 2018, which clearly does not qualify the teleology company.
You beg to lay?
I beg to lay.
Yes.
Okay. Madam Speaker, I have Madam Speaker, I have communication to the administrator, that is from Uganda Communications Commission, to the administrator about compliance obligations, to UCC to UTL. This was on 29th April 2019. I beg to lay. Madam Speaker, I also have a report, which is a request for a special audit of Uganda Telecom Limited. This is a response from Auditor General to Ministry of Finance, to the Minister. I beg to lay. Madam Speaker, I also have a response from the Administrator, UTL, which was written on 18th June 2019 to the Honourable Minister of Finance about special review of the state of affairs of Uganda Telecom. I beg to lay.
Thank you very much, Honourable Odria.
Finally.
You have another one?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
I have a report that the administrator submitted or wrote to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, which only shows this was on November 2017, full of false information here. I beg to lay. Madam Speaker, I also have UTL's creditors summary, which has even added. The one I have here is over 534 billion, and there's more. Madam Speaker, I beg to lay. Thank you very much.
Procedure. Wait a bit. Honourable members. Honourable Nandala, in the second session, came here and brought a complaint about UTL. We set up a select committee. They brought their report. We recommended certain actions. I want to know from the government, what is the Treasury memorandum on that report? And whether it is true that people are just chewing our money. Why are they treating this country like a public toilet? A toilet? Can I don't know. Oh, the Minister for Investment is here. Okay, Honorable Court, then Okupa, then the Minister. Honorable Court.
Madam Speaker, UTL used to belong to government, 100%. The way it was sold in a mafia way. In a mafia way. How it is being run, mafia style. The Nandala committee investigated, gave us a clear report, very, very clear with clear recommendations. But this government that you are saying they must explain to us never acted on those recommendations of Parliament. This is contempt of Parliament. They cannot talk into Parliament, the Parliament that they don't respect. I'm telling you, if the Minister of this one investment, they don't respect this Parliament. We can't even tell these people who don't respect us to again do what they want. Let us have a motion of Parliament which must be respected. This is a Parliament of Uganda. By a constitution of Uganda that we must make laws for the good governance of this country. Why are we being treated like this Parliament is a toilet? We make recommendations, they don't act. Madam Speaker, the way they have stolen UTL is a shame. To this country, to this Parliament, and to everyone. Madam Speaker, is it procedurally right to allow again to take this matter back to Cabinet, to government that has not respected our recommendations? We wasted money here by financing the select committee to go and investigate. And I can assure you, those recommendations were very, very good and for the good of this country. Therefore, Madam Speaker, let's act as Parliament. If we cannot act as Parliament, let's organize a meeting with the President of this the government of this country, Parliament, to discuss this matter with the President directly, if we cannot be heard.
Right, Honorable Speaker, my prayer, adding to what my colleague has just said, is that the administrator has clearly failed to carry out the duties which he was supposed to carry out deliberately. And therefore, this Parliament must take a decision which the government is fearing to take, to terminate its contract forthwith, immediately. I have a document in my hands, authored by Uganda Communication Commission, telling the country that this administrator has failed to comply with all the regulations. With all the regulations. So now how do you manage a public company when you are failing to prove that you are in compliance with the regulation? So this is a deliberate defiance of the rules and regulations and the laws of the country. We need to terminate the contract of the administrator now. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, much as the members are very uncomfortable about putting another select committee, we need to verify how much money have we lost. We were able to prove, and there are documents to prove, that at the time the administrator took on this company, it was making 4.5 billion per month. And after that, this administrator was allowed to be the monopoly in providing internet service for all the government departments and all the voice calls. And this monopoly alone should have been able to generate revenue of almost 10 to 20 billion a month. So we need to verify where has this money gone. So Right Honorable Speaker, my prayer is that one, the contract of the administrator must be terminated. Two, we must verify how much money this company has lost and where we can recover that money from. These are my prayers. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Cooper, then the Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I want to thank Honourable Alion for raising this matter. And it's good that Honourable Anite is here and Honourable Bahati. Madam Speaker, Honourable colleagues, you remember after the appointment of the administrator, and then our colleague went for studies, Honourable Anite, there was rumor all over that she has run out of the country. But it was shrouded and connected with this issue of UTL. Because I read the articles, I think it's good Honourable Anita is here. She should be able to tell us. Because reading that information, the issue was which company had been given UTL. Because from the intelligence report that we have here, did not approve this technology company. It was the Mauritius company. How did the government go ahead to give this company called technology, which completely has nothing in this country? They tried in Nigeria. They failed. Now, how did the Ugandans end up? There was even a cabinet subcommittee. I beg to be corrected here. There's a lot that happened to the report. And Honorable Anite, I think, was one of the members of that subcommittee. How the documents were doctored. So, Madam Speaker, I think since UTL and the administrator has failed to respect the request from Minister of Finance that Auditor General audits does forensic audit. Madam Speaker, I knew we made a report here, but the Administrator General came after. I think we need, Madam Speaker, to direct now the Auditor General to go and do a forensic audit before we even set a select committee. Such that after that report, then it can be acted on based on what the Auditor General has found out from UTL. The Auditor General, from the time he took over to date, because I understand people are busy selling the assets to themselves. There's a lot of asset trapping in UTL. So, Madam Speaker, we need to help this country. We need to help Ugandans. This would be a company that would be making money. UTL, Airtel, every year. They are remitting money to their countries. So, Madam Speaker, I think you need to direct the Auditor General to do that forensic audit and bring the report. As we ask the ministers here to give us the update, especially Honorable Anite, who is here today. Thank you.
Even without the minister requesting for an accountability, if he has refused, he's in breach of a statutory obligation under the law. He doesn't have a choice. Minister, where are we?
Madam Speaker, I want to start by thanking you for ably leading this House and always helping us to help to resolve, and this House to address the issues of corruption in this country. Madam Speaker, I am very, very happy that today, and above all this afternoon, that the issue of the rot in Uganda Telecom is being discussed in this House. I don't know how the members got access to all that information, but Madam Speaker, as the Minister of Investment and Privatization, who is in trust holding 31% shares of the Ugandans, the people of Uganda, in UTL, I must report to this House, given that you've told me that what the members have raised is true. Madam Speaker, as of this morning, we had a meeting with the Attorney General, the Minister of Finance, and the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Finance to try to get a way forward on how we can get accountability from the administrator on how Uganda Telecom is being run. Madam Speaker, in January this year, the Minister of Finance, Honorable Matia Kasaija, wrote a letter to the Auditor General demanding the Auditor General to go and do an audit of Uganda Telecom and administration. Uganda Telecom went under administration on April, 1st of April 2017. When we went into administration, it was not by miracle, it was following the committee recommendation from Parliament that we must let the Libyans live. When we tried to implement the committee report that they wanted the majority shareholder who was not clear to leave, the Libyans decided to write to us and withdrew all their 5 directors from UTL and filed for liquidation, and they wanted the company to be liquidated. But the company was not liquidated because we didn't want to sell the shares or the assets of this company. So because of that, as government, we took a decision to make sure that we put an administration provision which is called provisional administration, which protects the company from being liquidated. So we put the administrator in April 2017 to go in. The administrator was filing in monthly reports, but Madam Speaker, when January this year, the minister wrote to the Auditor General to go and audit, the Auditor General wrote back to us and said, this is a court-led process, he cannot audit this company. We had a meeting.
Information, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, information. Let me put, Madam Speaker, it's very important because I don't want to mislead this House.
Yes,
we have a law. We passed it here. It's called the Audit Act of 2008. Section 18 says, where government has a controlling interest in a company, you don't need to request. If you have 31%, what does the Auditor General do? The law is there. You don't need to request. So the matter of saying you are taking way forward that you are requesting, no, the law is there. You don't need to ask because government has an interest there.
The majority shareholder is a ghost. There is a ghost called Techno something.
Then what is our share? If 31. The minister is saying we have 31%, then we must investigate.
Further information.
Madam Speaker.
Honourable members, I've asked the minister to account for what happened to our report. That's what she's doing.
Right Honourable Speaker, I've been here for some few years. Right Honourable Speaker, the matter that is before the House. As Honourable Kakoza said, the government is not supposed to seek for permission. Right Honourable Speaker, this matter came up, I think, in 2000 and somewhere. The
Honourable...
Madam Speaker, I am saying the directors of this UBL are Ugandans. We are Ugandans. The owners, there is nobody that was not Ugandan. Can the owner, for information for us to follow up, lay down on the table the first owners of this UBL and the directors? Then we can follow.
Honour members, we had a select committee here which reported exhaustively on those issues, and we adopted their report. Minister, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I was informing the House that the Auditor General wrote back saying that he's unable to audit this company, and he gave his reasons. Madam Speaker, if I give time, if I'm given more time,
this is important, please.
If I'm given more time, I will actually come and lay on table what the Auditor General stated in his letter for saying he cannot audit this company. As the minister responsible and holding the shares in trust, I know that this company belongs to Ugandans. I felt concerned and I said, if I can now not be allowed to have access, if the Auditor General says he cannot audit, what we can do is since this UTL is under Ministry of Finance, we should get an internal auditor to audit this company. The administrator wrote back to me and Honorable Matia saying that he cannot allow the internal audit of Ministry of Finance to go and audit this company because he can only account to the court. It is a court-led process, he can only account to the court. Madam Speaker, at that point, we had nothing to do. We had to call upon the Attorney General to tell us what we should do. This morning we had a meeting with the Attorney General, and the Attorney General said we should give him time for him to go and consult the books of law to tell us
Order members, order.
whether we can go in and audit the company. Madam Speaker, what I can give as an analogy of what is happening right now, whereas Ugandans are very sure that they have a government that is trying to watch over their shares, I want to tell you, I'm afraid to announce to the nation that the watchman has stopped the owners of the property access to the house. We cannot go to UTL to find out what is happening. In other words, we don't know how much money the company is making. As the Minister of Finance, I want to make it very clear.
Honourable members, we asked for information, she's giving us the information.
I want to make it very clear that the Minister of Finance is concerned, I am concerned, and the country is right to be concerned that what is happening in UTL. Madam Speaker, I want to tell you, inform the House, that the last time...
Yes. Honourable.
Madam Speaker, the Honourable Minister is giving a very vital information, of which we would like to quote her. Should we consider this matter serious and take it forward? And I would propose that we allow the Honourable Minister time to go and consult her ministry, prepare a good report, an update of what has so far been done ever since the Mafabi report was tabled here to date, so that when we start debating this matter, we know what the ministry has done, what has not been done, so that we can guide this country properly. But to speak off cuff, without any document that we can refer to, we seem to be just running around circles and lamenting without providing or guiding this House.
Supplementary information.
So, isn't it really procedural right for us to allow the Minister go and prepare an update report and present before this Parliament?
Honourable members, I don't know whether we are even going to debate the issue, but Honourable Odria raised the question, and I wanted to know from the Minister, what have you done about our report? That's what she's answering. It's not a matter for debate now. Yes, Minister.
I was trying to report on what Honorable Odria said about teleology. It is true that we advertised for investors to come and invest in UTL, and over 17 investors expressed interest to invest in this company. And as the procedure is, we subjected all these companies for financial intelligence to do financial audit and see if the companies actually have money. The report returned to us, as read by Honorable Odria, was that there was Mauritius Telecom that actually had the financial capability and muscle to run this company. But we had a discussion because these different companies that expressed interest some of them did not have the financial muscle. This issue was discussed in government and we took it to cabinet. A decision was arrived at that in as much as the company that has the financial muscle is Mauritius Telecom, owned by the government of Mauritius, Teleology had a higher proposal of money to invest in this company than Mauritius Telecom. So that said, because Mauritius Technology had offered to invest $70 million and $200 million per month in this company. And Mauritius Telecom had offered to invest, to buy the debt at 46 million and 200 for investing in their investment plan. So the guidance that I got, Madam Speaker, in the House from Cabinet was that the one who was given a higher offer should be given the first chance without the financial muscle. So what happened was that we gave and we put a strict conditions and said within 3 months, Teleology should be able to pay the money. 10% of the 70 million was supposed to have been paid in a period of 1 month, and the balance in a period of 3 months. Madam Speaker, that did not see the daylight, as the financial intelligence had put in their report that they did not have any work experience, no financial muscle. So it was another white elephant again, and we had to go back to the drawing board. As it is, we went back to the drawing board and announced to the country that we are in search of investors to come and invest in this country. So, Teleology, technically, for not having the money to invest in the company, left. But, Madam Speaker, as it is, we're advertising for new investors to come in. But what is perturbing us right now, what I can say on the government side, is that we now do not know the status of the company and how it is operating. Yes, and the Attorney General, as of this morning, said he was going to consult and get back to us. Madam Speaker, if you give me more time, and after the Attorney General gives us the way forward, because that I do not know and I cannot confirm, Madam Speaker, it is just very clear that even pensioners are asking us, workers are being fired from the UTL. As the majority shareholder, or as the only shareholder of the company, I want to say technically we've lost control of the company.
No, but clarification, Madam Speaker.
Honourable members, I think there are two issues.
Clarification.
One is the question of what is happening to the work going on in the telecom, and the question whether that Auditor General is stopped by law from investigating there. We need to look at that. The second one is to identify who is this tele something. Who is this tele something? So, honourable members, I will give a ruling on Tuesday after studying those documents, so that we know whether to discuss it or to ask for an investigation.
Madam
Yes,
Speaker, small clarification. The minister has told us that she's holding 31% shares in that company. Every year, according to the laws of Uganda, you must declare the assets and liabilities of that company, the audited books of accounts. How do they know that they are holding 31%? Don't they depend on the audited books of accounts per year? If you say that you are calling an investor, what are you going to sell to that investor without knowing your portfolio of your investing in? Unless otherwise there is a hidden information. There is nobody who is going to invest in a company where you don't know the shareholding and its portfolio.
Honourable members, I think the minister told us that they have had no information. They know that there's work going on after directing government to use the UTL facilities. They know there is money coming in, but they don't know how much because the administrator has declined to inform them. So, honourable members, I will give a ruling on this next week. We shall sack him after looking at the law.